Hello everybody and welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 9. We're over here on the Lumostone Island and it's time for another tutorial. Now, today we're going to be looking at something a little bit simpler. So, I am gearing up to show you guys how to build this little thing in front of me, which is an advanced randomizer is basically what this is. The two top lines are two different types of input and then the output line is down the bottom here. So if we just have a quick little stand on here and you watch the blue lights, you'll see that this kind of the output sequence of those blue lights doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And when we step off, you end up with a very different randomized output. So this is kind of the advanced extended edition of what we did in one of the last episodes with this randomizer that I built over here. So we're going to have a look at how to do that in next week's video, but before we get to that, what we need to look at first is what's called exclusive OR. Now, OR is a bit of an interesting concept in SkySaga. So normally what OR means to everybody in the world is one thing or the other thing. But when you're talking about logic gates, OR means one thing or the other thing or both things. And what I mean by that is if we place down a couple of pressure pads down over here and hook them up to this lamp. We'll just do this really quickly. We'll hook up one of those, and we'll grab a 10-second delay as well. So if we put a 10-second delay down here and hook all of this stuff up to the light. So we're going to go pressure plate into here, this guy into this light, and then this other pressure plate also into this light. Now, what happens here is with an OR circuit, so this is basically the light itself acts as an OR. So if we turn this on, you will see that this is now getting a signal for 10 seconds, and if I stand on here, it gets signal from both places and just remains on. So it means kind of one of them needs to be on, or the other one needs to be on, or both can be on, realistically. If you have both pressure plates on, or the delay and this pressure plate, it doesn't really mind too much, and it will stay on regardless. Now, that's not what we as humans think about when we say OR. When we say OR as humans, we're expecting that it is exactly one thing or the other and not both at the same time. So kind of logic gate OR is very different to what we as people think about when we say OR. So to fix this, what we need is what's called an exclusive OR. Now I just need to quickly wait for that 5-second timer to run down. So this little gate here that we've got set up is our exclusive OR. Now I'm just going to quickly flick over to here. So what this does, and as you can see, I've now hooked up two 10-second timers, so I can show you this really well. We stand on here, we get our 10-second timer starting, and the light comes on because we have this turned on and not that turned on, which is perfect. That is OR. This is one of them and not the other one. And if we stand off here, that 10-second timer will tick down, but now if we stand on here, both of these lines are activated and the light turns off, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. And as you'll see, when this guy runs down, only this line will be active and we'll end up with our OR again. So we've got one of them on, not the other one on, and we've got an output, whereas when we have both of them on at the same time, nothing happens. So this is how exclusive OR works. Now, exclusive OR is really simple. Basically, you just need to think of one of these as A and one of these as B, and then you have two AND gates and two NOT gates. So if we have a quick look here, we'll see, and sorry, I need to start with the red. So this is our A line. So our A line goes into the NOT gate on one side, and the NOT gate goes into the A on the first AND gate, and then it also goes across here into the A side of this AND gate without a NOT on it at all. And then if we flick over to the other line, the B line, you can see the B goes across to the AND gate over here at the B side, and then it goes over to this AND gate through the NOT gate. So basically what these AND gates are saying is one and not the other. So this guy over here is saying if B is on and A is off, then pass the signal through. And then this guy over here is saying the exact opposite. So it's saying if A is on and B is off, then pass the signal through. But what you'll see here is that if both of them are on, then these NOT gates force these things to turn off again. So that's how this whole system works. Now, some of you will be able to build this just by having a look at how this wiring goes, and we're just going to quickly pull all of the wiring up so you can have a look. It's literally just this cross hash that you get here, where you've got one going into A and one going into A through a NOT gate, and the other one going into B and going into B through a NOT gate. But let's just grab a couple of gates out and build one of these up so you guys can see exactly how this all works. Okay, so to build this up, as you have already seen, it takes 2 inputs of any kind. I'm just going to use pressure pads here, 2 NOT gates, 2 AND gates, and an output light. Now, the other thing you can do, which will make this whole circuit a lot easier for you to hook up to other things, is grab 2 extra NOT gates to use as kind of an output node. Now these are going to come in quite handy when we talk about adding them to the randomizer later, so we're going to start with those. So these are kind of our output nodes, so we're going to hook those down and put the lamp in front of them, so our lamp is going to be our output. Then we're going to run one NOT gate into the other NOT gate to create a little node, and then that NOT gate into the actual output. So there you go, that's our little output node done and dusted, and that's just going to help, like I said, when we get over to building all of that stuff over there, having this little output node is really going to help quite a lot. So then the only things we need to do left are place down our 2 AND gates, just like that, and place a NOT gate behind each one of those. Now once you've placed your NOT gates down, what you want to do is take out your Lumo wand and hook one NOT gate to the A side. Personally, I prefer that to be the furthest away from me where I'm working. And then you take the other NOT gate and hook it to the B side of the other AND gate, just like that. So you've got one going up and one going down, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can see them, just a tiny little Lumo line going up and a tiny little Lumo line going down. So once you've done those, all you need to do is place down your inputs, or take your inputs from wherever those inputs are coming from. For me, like I said, it's just 2 pressure plates. Put these pressure plates down, and then we're going to link the pressure plate to the NOT gate on one side. So for the A goes to the NOT gate that is going to the A on the AND gate, and then also to the A of the other AND gate, just like that. And then the other pressure plate, which is the B pressure plate, goes to the NOT gate that's hooked to B, and also to the B side of the AND gate that has nothing connected to it, just like that. So now we've got our nice little crossover. All we do is connect the 2 AND gates into our node or into the output. Like I said, you don't need to have this node here, but it will help if you're hooking this thing up to other bigger circuitry pieces, or you're hooking it up to multiple outputs or anything like that. This little node is going to help because it gives you 1 contact point rather than 2. So say for example, if I was hooking this up to 10 lights, it would be easier to run these 2 lines into this node and then run 10 lines from this out to the 10 lights, rather than hook both of these points up to 10 lights at the same time. So that's why we're doing the little node. It just kind of simplifies the circuit a little bit, lets you simplify where your wiring and stuff is going. But yeah, so there you go, that's our little exclusive OR. So if I come down here and step on this thing, you should see when I step on one, it turns on, and when I step on the other, it turns on. And of course right now, I don't have anybody else around, so I can't step on both, but it would turn off if I had managed to get both going at the same time, which I can't seem to do. Very briefly turned off there. Yeah, there you go. So I can barely get that to work. But yeah, so there you go. That is exclusive OR. And I hope you guys have enjoyed that one. I will see you next week for going through and doing the awesome AND gate over here. Sorry, awesome randomizer. That's what I was going to say.